And welcome back to Creative Thinkers. Again, my name is Miguel Valenzuela, and as always, we bring you a very special guest. Today, I have a good friend of mine because she's done so many amazing things. Her name is Arlette Morales, and she is the founder, creator, and director of Ladies of Business, League of Business, and League of Men of Business. And also, she is the editor of the Real Entrepreneurs magazine and podcast. Welcome, Sandra.
Hey, hi everybody, how are you? Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I did a little bit of craziness here at the beginning, but I'm glad you're here because I've known you for several years now.
Yes.
You've done so many amazing things, specifically the League of Business, which is something where individuals can meet up and do entrepreneurial things and just create lots more connections in business. So let's start with that. Let's learn a little bit about what the League of Business is.
Yes, for sure. So it's been a long process, I would say. It started with the Ladies of Business Club of entrepreneurs. We started meeting like once a month and having events and having even little trips. And then we added the Gentlemen of Business Club. And that's when it became a league. So now we are the League of Business and we have both of the clubs. And then let's say 2 or 3 years after that, we launched the Real Entrepreneurs magazine and the podcast. And along with all of that, a lot of things were added to the club, like these outdoor activities once a month, and then international traveling once a year. So now we have a bunch of activities and things to do for entrepreneurs, business owners, and also entrepreneurial enthusiasts.
And these individuals that join the actual club itself, is this a thing that you actually advertise, or this is kind of a word of mouth thing that people meet other people and they're like, I'm excited to do all these events? How does that work?
Yeah, well, actually, we do advertise every now and then the projects or the events, but most of the people and followers that we have, it's just organic word of mouth, you know, because what we do goes beyond the publicity that we do, and we don't want to have a lot of publicity in it because we would like people to get to know us organically. And if you want to join us, that we would like you to be like a follower maybe first and get to know what we do, and maybe once you're ready you can join in instead of just, oh, you know, I saw an ad and I want to join in. Because that way you don't know us that well, we don't know you that well.
Right.
And one thing that we take care of it's the energy of the club itself, right? The movement itself, we call it a movement. So it is more organically, I would say.
And when you talk about movement and energy, what exactly are you talking about? Because one of the things that we always talk about is how positive thinking and trying to attract things to ourselves is an important aspect of who we are as individuals.
Yes.
What exactly is that energy that you try to project to these individuals?
Project and take care of. Because I would say, and we always say, bring your business card and your best attitude. That is something that we really care a lot about, because when you have this group, it's easier for people to create smaller groups, you know, or make it cliquey, let's say. And that's how you start segregating other people. And that's exactly what I wouldn't like the League of Business to be. So we take care of that aspect. So whenever someone new comes in, must be welcome. You have to feel like you're welcome. You have to feel like you can communicate either in Spanish or in English, because we are bilingual as well because of that. Because when I came here, yo no hablaba español, no hablaba inglés, nomás español. Y se siente que no perteneces. Es como decir, es que no quepo, no puedo conversar. Me pasaban el micrófono y temblaba.
Exacto.
So I have that in consideration a lot. So we have to be inclusive, and we have to create a very nice let's say, mood for everybody to feel welcome. And you don't have to be this perfect person. But if you, for some reason, don't feel like socializing for one day, don't go. It's okay. We can do it. But whenever you show up, just show up with your best attitude, and you'll be amazed how everything changes. And even for you, the opportunities are better, and then your connections are better, and you start doing relationships instead of just connections. So I think it's very important.
Yeah, I think it's important to build a rapport, right? The more connections you have, the stronger the bond is. The stronger the bond is, the more successful I think everybody becomes, right? From one thing coming, leading to another in order for you to move forward and progress, right?
Yes, and leaving the competition out, that's important.
Yeah. And one of the individuals that I remember that you talked about that was in the League of Business is a woman that makes hats or sells hats or has a business that does hats. I really liked what she did because she had these beautiful designs that I don't know if she created or resells or what. But tell us a little bit about maybe two of the individuals who are part of your club and what they do.
Yes, so she is Isabel. And she had this, she doesn't have it anymore, but she used to sell hats, like Mexican hats and all these kind of sombreros. Very nice indeed. I still have some of those. But we have from franchise owners to startups to doctors to, like, we have a wide variety of entrepreneurs and business owners, and even just entrepreneurial enthusiasts who are maybe they have a job but they're thinking of quitting sometime soon or in the future. Yes, you have no idea how many stories I have. Like they joined the league and then months after they quitted their job. Like, okay, I quit today. Like, what? Yes, I'm going fully into my entrepreneurial thing, and I'm like, okay,
that's
good
beautiful.
For you.
Well, one of the things that I love about you is just your enthusiasm and how you actually hype people up. One of the things that I actually did with you is you invited me to actually come in and help the people, the members of the club, create artwork.
Through art.
Why is creativity so important, and I would think an integral part of what it is to be an entrepreneur?
Yes, well, creativity, it's like everything. You have to be creative in order to be versatile, let's say. And when you're a business owner or an entrepreneur and everything and all your projects are on your hands, you must be creative. Otherwise, you will feel stuck. You will not progress, let's say, because you need to find solutions for everything and even think ahead for possible problems, and then think for the solutions for those possible problems as well. So your creativity is like your major tool, I would say, for entrepreneurship.
Is that something that you teach the people that are part of the League of Business, or is it something that you just kind of comment on and help them bring into their businesses?
I think it's something that I bring with me. I wouldn't say that I teach them anything at all, because I wouldn't like people to perceive me like, oh, she wants to teach us how to do business or how to succeed, because that is not the point. The point is, for me, at a personal level, I would like you to join the league so you can find your better version of yourself, and you can polish your skills that you already have, and that you find your own answers, your own thing to do. What we bring, or what I bring, is just inspiration. And we also say there's only one way to change the world, and it is leading by example. So I try to do it myself, for myself. That way I don't really have to tell you how to do it, but you might be looking at how I do it and maybe use it for yourself as well. And I do the same with everybody, of course.
Yeah, that's really cool, because one of the things that I liked about what I was doing when you brought me in to create those works of art with the people that were part of the league itself is that I was kind of teaching them without teaching them, you know what I mean? And I think that's very important, is to learn. One of the most important aspects of everything, and growing specifically, is being able to learn through somebody who can teach you, maybe not by saying, do it this way, but let me give you some examples, and then you continue to learn. Obviously, we're here at EPCC, and because we are a part of this institution through our show, we try to encourage individuals to learn as much as they can, whether they want to go to school or do any number of things. So I applaud the fact that you try to do that. But having said all of that, let's go back a little bit. When you were younger, were you always creative? Were you always this outside the box thinker?
Yes, I think so.
Give us some examples.
Yes. Mi familia siempre decía que era rebelde, que para todo
sin
tenía...
causa.
Sí, eres rebelde. Y me decía, mamá, eres rebelde sin causa. Y luego, para todo tienes una respuesta. Para todo encuentras una solución. Y así que, pues sí, o sea, why not? Is that bad? Or what do you mean?
Right.
So
it's called freedom, I think.
Yeah, probably. It's venía el chip conmigo. But I've been like that forever. Only I didn't know I was an entrepreneur, for example. I realized that I was an entrepreneur until I was like 27 or so.
What led you to that point?
Well, when I finished my career, estudié Relaciones Internacionales and Diplomacia, and then after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to open up my boutique. So I started joining all these groups and other like-minded people. And then one day I was like, oh, I am an entrepreneur.
Wow.
I didn't even know the word, like entrepreneur. Ni siquiera en español, yo no sabía lo que eran emprendedores o emprendimiento.
Exacto.
So when I realized that, I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense now, because I struggled a lot choosing my path, when I was young.
And I think most people do.
Yeah.
You have to trip, fall, and get up in order to find out.
And repeat.
And repeat. Because so many people do that many times over until they finally find out what that thing is. And then they just blow up. Which is pretty cool, because I think from what you're telling us that's what you did many times over, and then you found out what in the world the deal was that you wanted to do. But having said that, when you were going to those other meetings, did you find something that wasn't quite right, and then you kind of worked on those things when you started the League of Business?
Definitely, I found a lot of points of improvement.
Okay.
Because first of all, I wasn't feeling like super welcome. It was more like you were walking into the room, and then everybody will just turn the face to see you, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And then you start sweating. Yeah. And then, the language barrier was like super obvious. Plus, when you get nervous, you trip a lot more with your language. So I was like, you know what? Someone should be maybe at the door welcoming people, but not just signing in people, but welcoming people, like really making you feel like this is a safe space or something like that. Right. And maybe it was because I was super new, right? I don't know. But those things, I think, because I wrote them down, like, okay, what does a group need to actually be for entrepreneurs, like really for entrepreneurs, people like me, like crazy people.
Right.
And then first of all, entrepreneurs don't really like to be told what to do. Punto número uno.
Right.
Then second point, you have to welcome everybody. And then maybe set up the mood, because when you have an event and everybody's walking in, if no one is really, ¿cómo se dice? Como si nadie está marcando el ambiente,
exacto.
Then you leave it open for people to bring their own energy and start doing little clubs, little groups. So no one was really in charge of that. But how? I mean, even now it's like, how do I put someone in charge of that? It's just weird. I know. But for me, I was like, no, but we need it. Like, put it there because we need it. That's needed. And then the camaraderie. Like, okay, maybe they will ask you, what do you do? And if it's the same thing, if you both do the same thing, then probably they will be like, oh, okay.
There's going to be some headbutting going on, right?
Exactly. So that's kind of like, and it's difficult to achieve, like everybody getting along, it's just difficult. But when you set the example, and then you keep going with it, and you make the events short enough so everybody can be cool for 3 hours or so, I think that's kind of like a key to do it, I would say. Like, there's always a way, but you need to know what's the purpose of it. And my purpose is for entrepreneurs to come in, join in, have a laugh, talk to someone else, and leave inspired. Like, that's main purpose. Now, how do we do it? All these points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And get them all done as much as you can. So another thing that we were talking about earlier is, how does one see an individual as being somebody who can guide, right? We are an inspiration for other people.
Yeah.
When we talked about that, you said that it's something that's very important that you try to do for others. How is it that you can be an inspirational figure for these individuals?
That is something that reminds me of role models.
Yeah.
Because we have to be aware that we are all role models. Like, you are a role model, I am a role model, whether we like it or not. Whether you suck at it or not, you are still a role model. Someone is watching you because they like how you dress, because they like how you speak, because they like what you do. Whatever it is, there's always someone watching you closely, maybe.
Right.
So,
at all times.
Yes.
Yeah, at all times.
So assuming that and embracing that makes everything easier. As I told you, I don't mean to be the one to tell everybody what to do, but I would like to be the one that is implementing all those thoughts in herself, And then maybe later, if someone asks me, I can tell you how to do it or maybe give you some guidance. But definitely they have to ask. I don't really like to give advice just like that because it's not well taken every time.
Well, that's absolutely true. But another thing, I remember role models that I had growing up, one of them specifically being my mother, just absolutely wonderful individual, taught me that I should learn to use my mouth and articulate well, taught me how to present myself, taught me how to make sure that I was always working on myself and doing things and growing. Did you have any inspiration or role models when you were younger?
Yes, I think so. Yes, my parents, because they were super hardworking people. My dad is always being a provider. He works day and night to give us whatever we need. And then my mom, it's very, let's say, como dices, quiero decir, es una persona que siempre está dando a la comunidad. Charitable person, yes. Siempre ha estado del lado del charity, haciendo cosas, proyectos. Se jubiló y ahora está también de voluntaria con un grupo en Juárez de niños. Entonces siempre hace cosas que son muy inspiradoras para mí. Like, hey, do something good for your neighbor and for the community in general. Y como dicen, a Dios rogando y con el da asomando. Dale al trabajo. O sea, whatever it is that you want to do, just keep doing it. And always take have in mind that you have to do it for yourself and for the better of those around. Not only for your personal
gain or
exactly,
purpose.
Like, yes, you, but also those around.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, have it in mind.
And that's one of the other things that I thought was very cool about the very first time that we had a conversation. I remember talking to you on the phone, and you're like, hey, I got this kind of group going on, come over here and talk to me about it, and maybe you can join the group, so on and so forth. Yes. And I really like the vibe. How important is vibe for you?
Yes, it's
how important is it for you to have that kind of excitement go on for all the people, as opposed to, like you said earlier, we have individuals or places that we go and it's like dead. That's not what you're about. So what are you about then? What's the energy here?
Definitely. I think the most valuable thing that you have, and you must protect it, it's your energy.
Okay.
Your energy, it's like money, really, or even more important than money. And you have to know how to invest it. So where are you going to invest your energy today? Let's say you have 3 or 4 events that you're invited to. How do you want to invest them? Well, you'll see which event you already know or which people you already know, and then you'll say like, these people I don't really like. I'm not gonna go to that one. But hey, these people are cool. Let me go there. So it's something like that. And for me, I am a very sensitive person, sensitive to energy.
Okay.
So I can easily tell if I want to talk to you for more than 1 minute or not. Because there's these people that they just want to suck your energy because That's
interesting you say that, because I have been in that situation.
Right? And you're like, no, I'm not giving you my energy.
And I'm like,
so
I'm out of here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be any part of this.
And then you make it so clear, without being rude, of course, but you make it so clear that person will not come back to you, probably. That's what I have experienced. But yes, since I can sense it, I mean, the whole group can sense it, I guess. So I take care of that very seriously.
And how important is it for you to focus on things, whether it be your magazine or the Ladies of Business? Because I know that in order for somebody to succeed, you have to kind of allow yourself to have a specific end game. Is that what you're trying to do right now?
An end game?
Yeah.
Huh. How so?
In respect to, like, when you started off, you didn't know what you were going to do. Then you went to these other events and groups. Then you said, oh, wow, I think I can do this. And I think I can do it better. At this point in your life, do you have something else that you want to focus on?
Oh, wow. I have so many ideas and I have a book of to-do list of businesses and projects.
So maybe there's a little ADHD there?
Oh, for sure. A lot of it, like 90%. So, but what I have learned to do is to, first of all, I always talk to myself and to the highest me or the universe. And I always ask, please just put me in the right projects with the right people, and I will follow. Like, I will just go with the flow. Just you make sure that whomever presents to me is the right person or project, and I will do my best to go for it and make it a good project, right? So that's kind of like what I trust that is my faith. Like, okay, if it's for me, it's going to present itself, and then it's going to be easy to unfold. Because if it's hard, like, oh, I called you and you didn't return my call, and then you call me, and then you sent some info and I didn't respond, or I send it to you. If it's just rocky, that's not the project.
Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah,
yeah, that's not the project. Do not waste time. And if it is the project, it'll come back to you later. Just don't get too attached to an idea. And if it's not working, leave it. I mean, if you invest time and money and all, just of course make your numbers, right?
Right.
But if it's possible, leave it, because it's not the right time, or it's not the right project, or it's not the right project with the right person.
That makes total sense.
And that way you can easily navigate where the projects will take you, and you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because you're like sure somehow that it's a good project, so you just te dejas ir.
Sí, siempre se debe dejar ir. Todos, se me hace que en cualquier proyecto, cualquier situación. And one of your projects happens to be this magazine right here.
Yes.
The Real Entrepreneurs, which is just unbelievably beautiful. So how in the world did you go from Ladies of Business to a magazine? I mean, this is incredible.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, everything, I think it's evolution. I think it's evolution, because you started with the Ladies of Business Club, right? And then the guys were like, hey, so when are we going to have our own club? Why aren't you having these gentlemen of business?
Why is it only for the women?
Exactly.
Right?
And I was like, yeah, you're right. So we added the Gentlemen of Business Club, and it became a league, right? So we had more activities, more events, more people, more insights, more energy.
Right.
And at the end of the day, more content. So I was like, okay, I was thinking how to preserve that information, because entrepreneurial information is always there, and it's always useful, right?
Yes.
So I was like, okay, we have the website, we have the blog, we have, I don't know, social media, but at the end of the day, we're not living like anything tangible to I don't know, to preserve it. And I was like, okay, what about a magazine? It was like this, like the creative thinking.
Yeah, literally.
Like, okay, a magazine, yeah, for sure. A magazine specialized in entrepreneurs, for entrepreneurs, by entrepreneurs. And I was like, yeah, that was a solid yes, let's do it. But let me tell you, it took 2 years of planning and budgeting and, you know, just analyzing the angles. What are you going to do? What are you going to actually project there? How are you going to sell it? And how often? Because a magazine can be month to month, and that is just a lot of work.
Right.
So after 2 years of thinking about it and just shaping the idea, we unveiled the first one in October 2018. Like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it's every 6 months, so we have enough space and a good window of events and things, so we can put all those things in the next magazine. And that is also how we support our business club members and the sponsors and everybody, because now you get published here as well.
Right.
So it was kind of like an easy way to expand the league.
And I think it's a wonderful way to get the word out about who you are, and it's beautifully done.
Thank you.
The whole way that it has been put together, graphic design wise, and the way that it has been printed. I mean, the quality is amazing. And that tells me a little bit about who you are as an individual. Do you consider yourself to be a detail-oriented person?
Sure. Yes. Super detail-oriented.
Why? Where did that come from?
I think it comes from ADHD as well. Like everything has to be in order. Everything.
You know what's interesting is, for me anyways, because I have ADHD as well, when we create stuff and we get really into it, everything has to be perfect.
Yes.
Do you find yourself being that way?
Yes, totally. When I start designing, for example, it's every single detail, the letter, the word, even the corners of some little detail. Like, no, it doesn't be like that. It has to be more roundish. Yeah. And then I leave it like that, because I don't like to say like it's done. I leave it like that, and then
come back later?
Like, okay, let's see it again. Yeah. And if it's something like I have to redo because something in my head says like, oh, let's do it again, we can do it again.
That's awesome. But I feel like you do everything that way, which is a great thing to do. You didn't just do this for a while. You actually worked at the embassy here.
It's the Mexican consulate.
The Mexican consulate. So
Yes.
being part of that, let's talk for just a minute about culture.
Oh,
How is
yeah.
your culture a huge influence on what you do and who you are?
Well, my culture, first of all, proud to
Y
be
podemos
Mexican,
hablar en
right?
español.
Que se haga.
Sí.
Como agregada cultural en el Consulado de México estuve 3 años, fue un proyecto súper interesante. Una, porque soy súper orgullosa de ser mexicana, súper
Muy
orgullosa.
bien.
Y muy orgullosa también de ser paseña, o sea, tengo las 2 banderas, soy
Exacto.
Tex-Mex y me enorgullece mucho nuestra frontera, nuestra comunidad. Creo que hay mucho que ofrecer en cuanto a arte, innovación, negocios, todo, o sea, todo. La gente en sí de esta comunidad, yo siento que somos gente bien buena onda, súper abiertos, súper cariñosos. Y eso me motiva. Entonces, cuando vi la oportunidad de entrar al consulado, lo hice porque el Departamento de Cultura, que siento yo que es de los departamentos más bonitos que hay ahí, se encarga de
Súper importante.
Ajá, de traer a los artistas, de hacer comunidad, de que nuestras raíces no se pierdan. Entonces, para mí fue muy recompensante. Era un proyecto que yo quería hacer desde que hice ahí mis prácticas sociales años atrás.
Sí, exacto.
Y lo que me gustó mucho es que pude reafirmar lo importante que es el ser bilingüe.
Exacto.
Que yo sé que parece algo súper, pues, ay, sí, pues todos vivimos aquí, tenemos que ser bilingües.
Exacto.
Pero realmente no, hay mucha gente que no habla español, hay mucha gente que no habla inglés y cada quien está bien, pero business-wise, for example, I would really recommend everybody to speak both languages.
Oh yeah, it's super important. One of the other things that I try to always ask all of my guests is, do you have any advice that you can give our audience, the people that are watching this, so they can better themselves, so they can continue on with their road, whatever it may be?
Yes, for sure. I would advise everybody to get to know yourself.
Okay.
Get to know who you are. Everything, all your disorders. Get to know them.
Don't be ashamed of anything.
No, don't. Because I'm going to tell you something. They're not going to leave you.
That's right. It's true. You got to accept them. Yeah.
So get to know who you are, who your family was. Get to
like
your
roots.
Yeah, your roots. Even, ¿cómo se dice? La carta natal.
Sí.
Chécalo. Everything that has to do with you, with your being, investigate it. And let me tell you, you have a lot of use inside of you.
Oh, yeah.
So get to know them all. Get meetings with them together often. And once you know who you are, everything will become clear, or clearer at least, and your path and everything, your decisions will be better, I would guess. So that's my advice. Get
That's
to know
awesome.
who you are.
I love it. So time runs out very quickly in this
Right.
show. 28 minutes just flies by. So I want to thank you for taking time out to come in here and talk to us about who you are, what you do, and why you do these things. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Awesome. So I want to thank you guys for joining us once again. And if you guys need to contact me, again, my name is Miguel Valenzuela. You guys can reach me at mvalen31@epcc.edu. And we'll see you guys next time with some more wonderful guests. Thank you.